Muchlogic? Is that his name in here? Hold on. So, start over. Cut! Alright, so now we're going to be reviewing Muchlogic. He's going to be playing Hanzo. He's a gold guy. He's at 21-27, and I can roll. Ba 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 ba. Hanzo. God, how'd this make it through? 30 more seconds. Right here. Alright. Okay. Okay. I was gonna say something, but no. This is fine. So far, so good. Like it seems boring, but like this is what you do as a Hanzo player. Like you just lay down fire. I mean, it's 120 damage, 125 damage with chance to headshot. Like, yeah. Like, why not ever just take shots constantly? Little... Okay, I was gonna say a little aggressive. Watch your right. Alright, so this is good. The old saying, watch, like, go left, beware of right. When you go right, beware of left.
Keep your traps up because it's on there.
You could oh, it's looking like alt territory. I don't understand Reinhardt hitbox. Alright, your focus... Is there a Hanzo behind you? That's the big worry right now. Okay, I think she missed... Yeah, she missed the Hanzo. Ah, that's what you get for being sneaky. Get out there and fight, man. His use of scatter is horrid? Eh, it's fine. I could... Look, if he's using scatter every 8 to 10 seconds, that's all I care about. If he's keeping damage on the choke point, that's great. Again, remember, he's in gold. He's not anything higher. Perfect. Everything's going swimmingly. It is a 22-minute video, though. He's gonna get his ass kicked soon, right? See, a lot of these scatter shots, like, they're very close to killing. He has the right idea, it just doesn't work. And that's just a skill-based thing, which is fine. Like, that's... The fuck? That's perfectly fine.
My genius is finally recognized.
Okay, this is probably where they get you. There we go. Also, while he's respawning, a fighting panda! Pandas don't fight. They just sit around and eat bamboo and fall out of trees and shit. He keeps Sonic up in relevant places, yep. Yeah, I mean, it's none of the play I think is terrible. I mean, he misses shots, but that's whatever. Who cares? Oh, he didn't see his target before he shot there. Good shot. I don't mind Sonic. I mean, the Sonic arrow didn't really have much purpose there, but whatever. This is just... Man, if they don't notice you up here, I feel so bad for people. It's just a goddamn shooting gallery. That's a good arrow there. You can see if anyone's coming from spawn, but the res happened. Good shot. He's landing his shots, guys. Like, he's getting a little lucky that no one's focusing him. No one's applying him any pressure. Which kind of separates a good Hanzo from a bad Hanzo, right? Oh, you barely got there. Mini Diva, the hardest thing in the world to hit. Just punch her! There you go. A little rough around the edges on that one, but hey, he came out on top. Pause for healing. Balls deep in the enemy. Oh, yeah. You weren't going to get any healing there, man. Dr. Who got his golden Junkrat gun. Well, good job. Thank you. Thanks for getting the golden Junkrat gun. Spreading the Junkrat vibe around. So the only thing I would say about Scatter is he definitely... and here's the thing. It's on 8-second cooldown. He's using it pretty willy-nilly. This is perfect. Oh, no. Worry about the payload. Good. Hit someone! Ah, Mercy regen. Oh man, it's gonna be one of these games, isn't it? I understood what he was going for there. See, that was good. Yeah, worry about shooting people, not thanking people. Also, this is another one of those times that people will start running at their targets. There's a person right next to you. Okay. This is a pretty long overtime battle. That was actually not a bad. That was a good call, actually. Can I increase video quality? No. The problem is I increase video quality and it starts buffering. So a lot of very up close interactions that time. And honestly, as a Hanzo, like, you want to be looking for the same things that Junkrat looks for. Is that you look for these long linear paths that people are very commonly using. Then again, that's how I play every class. That's a good arrow. Yep, just shoot him out like that. That's how it works. Doesn't feel like he's powering up. I think it's when he panics or he gets in a like situation where he doesn't think he needs full charge and he doesn't do a lot of full charge. But most of the time they're fully charged. All right, this is just cocky. Okay, I thought I got eaten. It didn't. The fourth time or third time we're hearing this goddamn music for overtime. So you don't need to put... Okay, so this time's a lot better. You're not pushing up. And you're holding the left and the right of the cart because they make choke points naturally. Alright, cool. Yeah, that time was fine. I mean, I don't have YouTube Red and download these all ahead of time. What kind of reviewer am I? I'm a reviewer that's working 70 fucking hours this week. Get off my ass. No, I don't. That's a lot of work. I don't have that much time. Get out of the raft. What kind of guy just hangs around up there? Legitimate arrow. And it looks like he's going for the shield break, which is fine. Quick 400 damage on Reinhardt's shield. I mean, he may have regened it because maybe it was a little bit too early and your team wasn't putting pressure, but it's not a bad idea. Oh, that's a good shot. That's a really good shot. So keeping damage on Reinhardt's shield is really good. It was worth a shot. Alright, there's a bunch of freaking Symmetra things behind or under you. I would just sit here and start raining hell on them. I would not lay off of them. Then you get charged. That happens. So I think a little bit less thinking and more shooting on this point. It's a choke point, and choke points are very brute force-ish. It's just like you just attack. You try to break down their shields, get their shields as low as possible. If they ever put down the shield, that's when you start moving in and taking space. I would just leave her.
Diva out of mech on your right?
There you go. That's the thing. If someone's like not worth your time, then you know.
Ryan, we got it.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Brute Fortish? Yeah, brute Fortish. It's like Bruce Fortish.
Watch out, high ground bastion.
It is the verb of brute force.
My genius.
It's the kind of verb of brute force. You guys don't even fucking know how to speak English, do you? Teddy with the sub. Thank you, friend. Welcome to the cronies. Oh, that's a couple of them. That was a good idea for that scatter. I liked it.
They're all upstairs.
It's like Bruce Willis. It's actually where his name comes from.
They have Reaper. Reaper's behind me.
That soldier. That's Soldier. I like that idea. He was trying to go for the ricochet to kill the Reinhardt, or at least put damage on the Reinhardt. I think someone's behind you. I would not have done that. Man, that was terrifying. You never know when like the arm of your model is just sticking out.
Reaper's above, really low. Above you guys
Again?
on the arc.
Again, you have a habit of running at people. I wonder if that's... I need to review more people. I haven't noticed that, but...
Reaper's one shot on the...
I've been noticing with a bunch of people that they kind of run at the target.
Not, but I had him one. Reaper's still above.
How many reviews have I done so far? What, today? Or are we talking, like, career? I think I have 120-something on YouTube.
Like with the Zenyatta, we should be able to burn things, but we need people calling the Discord. Not anyone calling
Nope,
Discord.
Hanzo, you just focused on the main target.
What's the main target?
Usually puts in front of everybody.
What's the main target?
Usually what everybody's doing is focusing on.
Oh. Punch him! Oh, the stare down. It wasn't bad.
Yep. I was gonna say Reaper might have Death Blossom. He has Earth Shatter.
So let's see what you're gonna do. Yeah, I would definitely back up. Just put damage on his shield. Man, it... Alright, that was good. So, what I'm noticing is, like... really weird target priority. You guys are gonna push this one. Gotta stand cart. Yep.
I'm sorry I got off.
That wasn't terrible. Don't say you're sorry for jumping off the cart. It was the team's responsibility. There's a couple times where you waited. Movement is separated from his aiming, kind of triggering. So the thing is well, first of all, I think that actually, on defense, your accuracy was quite good. Offense, it was lacking a little bit. I think you're fine. The one thing I would say is, it's avoid moving in. Avoid running at target. This is like the third or fourth guy that I noticed does this. Yeah. Yeah. So everyone is being like trying to be super hard on the guy, like he's in gold. So like, fuck off. The avoid running at the target. That's one thing. There's a couple times, and it's like nitpicky at the end, when you were You know, it wasn't just at the end. It was actually every now and then. You were like waiting for a target. So there's a couple times where you're like waiting for a target. And you stop shooting whatever was in front of you. And here's the thing with Hanzo. His charge rate is quick, right? It's phenomenally quick for 125 damage arrow that can headshot. The idea is to keep the deeps coming. Constantly laying someone, if they're visible to you, just put the goddamn arrow in their stomach. Don't worry about the headshot. Like, just, you're at a gold level. If you get headshots, you get headshots. But definitely, if you can keep the cursor on the enemy and you can keep the damage coming out, it's going to help immensely. Don't worry about these like picks and like you're not an assassin, right? You're not a goddamn ninja. As much as you want to, you may play a Wii, but you're not a ninja. Trying to go and like run in there and assassinate someone and get out. Your job is to sit back and just lay down a suppressive amount of fire. Just constantly. Positioning, I would say this counts there. I didn't see you abuse the high-low. I call it the high-low game. So essentially, Hanzo with, and Genji as well, anyone that can, you know, freely traverse vertical terrain, do it. Do it as much as possible. Try to switch it up. Try to confuse people. Make sure they don't know where you're at a little bit. Just make sure they don't know where your next arrow is coming from. Make them paranoid. High-low game is quite important. Am I pulling this vids from Discord? Yes, that's where they all come from. Yeah. Logistically, I think all your skill usage was fine. Obviously, with like accuracy, that's the only thing. I think all of your scatter arrows, in theory, were good. You just kind of missed them. All of your echoes, most of them are fine. Like, I don't give a fuck if you waste 3 or 4 of them. Like, whatever, who cares? That shit happens. Not everyone's gonna have a perfect ability every single time, and that's why I don't care about that. I care about the overall gist of things. So your echo darts were fine, your scatter shots were fine. They were off the mark, but most of the ideas you had in your head were good. You tried a little bit of fancy stuff, which is fine. Like, understand what scatter shot can do in all aspects. Sometimes you have to try something that seems fancy and, you know, figure out that way. So I think you're good there. But you were quite forward pressing a lot. Also, along with, and by forward pressing, I mean you're just kind of ahead of your team, but also this avoid running at the enemy. Oh man, I lost my train of thought. Oh man. Oh yes, that's right. So Hanzo has the same ruling as Junkrat, which is you kind of want to find these linear paths that people traverse. And one of the big ones is the payload. So if you have a payload here, these 2 paths on the left and right side are amazing for getting shots. Fucking amazing. You don't even have to see people, because that's where they're going to exist. Most people don't take the time to jump up and like try to parkour off of it. Maybe Lucio's will, but other classes won't. They'll just stay on the left and the right sides of these. And then you have to find these, how they exist in the map themselves. So as a Junkrat, I look to find places where essentially if I flank them, everyone's looking this way. So they move essentially. Oh! That's my new host sound. Steve-O with the other host. He's not around, but I love him. Steve-O! Anyone coming from Deep Steel Stream, thank you. You're catching me on review day. On a work week, a fucking shitty work week. But yeah. So as a Junkrat, or as a Hanzo, actually as any kind of player, you want these situations where they don't see you for a little bit, and they're moving essentially perpendicular to you. right? You're here, and they're moving perpendicular. Why? Because you don't have to move your cursor at all. It's just the highest percent chance. They can't even dodge it. For all intents and purposes, they're not moving because you're just seeing the side profile go forward and backwards, right? They're not moving this way. They're moving this way. That's exactly what you look for. Whenever you see these natural, there's natural choke points, and there's like, I don't want to call them unnatural choke point because that sounds really weird. Makes it sound like it's a fucking demon or something, but no, like just points that don't exist normally that show through essentially human psychology, right? Sometimes there's choke points, and I don't shoot down a choke point, but because everyone thinks that they all need to move this way, well, like this is a fucking choke point to me. I don't care what the terrain is like. If everyone's moving on this axis, if I come here and I shoot this way, fucking choke point. So look for that as a Hanzo, and look for that as actually any class. That's an Overwatch thing you got to figure out. Information. I think you're fine on information. You got snuck up on a couple times, no big deal. Again, information relates to positioning and logistics. Just know where your team's at and your tanks. That point two, you guys your team fell apart, and maybe you have to just stop and get behind the tank, and you have to shoot from the tank. You know, to shoot from behind the tank and try to get picks that way instead of, you know, being in front of everyone and trying to be an assassin and trying to find picks that way. The problem is like it's super risky. It's usually too risky to go out on your own and try to find someone and assassinate them. Like the higher skill level people can do that because they're higher skill level. They can land their shots. But if you can't land your shots properly, then you have to change your playstyle to one that, you know, is more consistent. That is all, though. So with that,